Hi guys, Irit here with a new process video, and this one is for Shimmerz. This is my final layout that I'll be creating today, and let's get started. I'm showing you a few sets of stamps, and um, mostly what I'm looking for in this page is to have stamps with an outline. I'm not really going to color in the images, but outline stamps just have more open space, I guess, so you can see the colors. You know, if I used just like a solid image, then you wouldn't see all the pretty colors I'm going to add. In general, I find these the most useful for my style, and I have a nice collection of these types of sets where at least most of the images are outlined, so I can they're just very versatile if you like to play with mixed media and watercolors and all that. So I'm using this Hero Arts black dye ink, and it is waterproof, so once it's dry I can add all my watercolors and mists and everything on top of it, and it's not going to smear. You really want to make sure that your ink is waterproof, water resistant, whatever. For example, distress ink is reactive, so you don't want to use that unless you want everything to smudge, which is, you know, okay if that's the look you want, but I want my images to stay crisp. So yeah, and you can see I'm using this drawing paper from Canson, and when I bought it I thought it was much thicker, and I mostly bought it because it's really white and I like that. It's actually pretty thin, but after some experimenting, it handles water quite well. You know, I'm not gonna add a ton of water to it, but with the amounts that I use, it handles it really well, and it doesn't buckle. So I use it most of the time when I'm doing something like this, where I'm going to cut out some of the images or punch the images, just because watercolor paper is really thick, and I find it annoying to fussy cut it, or yeah, with punches it's not so complicated. It's not as hard, but yeah, this paper is thinner than watercolor paper, so it works really well for my purposes here. And now you can see you can... Okay, I'll just go back to the stamping. I just stamped randomly the images. You'll see that I'm going to cut out circles later, so it doesn't really matter how the whole thing looks. I just want cute areas that I can punch out. And for my color, I'm using the packaging technique. You could color in the images, that would look great. I've done that many times. But this time I kind of wanted something more, I don't know, free and fast. So I went with the packaging technique, and I'm just building layers. You want to make sure that each layer dries before you add more color. It's not so important when you're using color from the same family, like different shades of pink, because when they mix they just create more pink, so you're not going to get mud or anything. But also when you're using the same color or different shades of the same color, I would recommend letting the layers dry, just because it looks really pretty. You get all these water stains and that classic watercolor look. So I like to do that also when I use the same shades. And I'm using here some pink shades, and all the colors are written in the blog post, but I can also tell you what I used. For the pink, I used inklings in Bahama Mama, and I love the inklings. They are super shimmery. If you want really shimmery watercolors, then the inklings are your best choice. And the shade I used, can't remember if I said it, is Bahama Mama. And then I used Creamies in good old summertime, which is kind of a very warm peachy pink. It's really pretty. And this has more a satin finish to it. And I used Vibes in Pop Art Pink, which is a lovely pink that is kind of milky and has kind of a gold shimmer to it. And Pretty in Pink Colorings, which is just a really, really pretty flat pink color. So flat meaning no shimmer. And now I thought I want to add more color to this, and I wasn't sure which color. So I find it really useful to pick some products that I want to use, some scrapbooking products, and try to match the colors. And in this case, I pulled a couple of things from the We Are Memory Keepers Crush collection, which was their Valentine collection. And it has obviously pink in it and has some shades of I would say probably turquoise or warm blue. So yeah, you can see I'm looking at the sticker sheet with my swatch book. I have a watercolor journal, like watercolor paper journal, where I put swatches of all my shimmer products, so I can have a quick reference. And I decided to add a couple more ink sprays. So I'm using Heidi Ho Blue, which is a really pretty blue, I would say. It has a little bit of yellow in it, but it's not quite turquoise. And I use the Jenny B Blue, which is Vibes, so means it has a shimmer in it. And it's, I would say, probably a teal, I would call it. And so I'm adding that also. And of course, I'm going to wait for everything to dry. And now I'm going to cut it. I don't have a lot of punches. I really wish I had, because they are so fast and easy to use. I think I might invest in a few more circle punches. I just have like a regular circle. I just have that one, and I think it's 1.5 inches. And so I'm going to cut some by hand and then punch some. I like the hand cut look. I actually like when the circles are not so perfect, but the punch is faster. So that's the temptation there. And I'm just cutting out some of the pieces that I like the most. I want some of the cute cat stamps, and that fox is really cute, and some florals. I just really, really love these elements. So it's fun to have these cute designs on my layout. And obviously, when you do such a thing, you could cut this to any shape you want. You could use a die cutting machine with metal dies, and there's just so many options, and any color you want. You can make it match any products that you want to use. So this will be my background. This is simple white cardstock. I didn't prep it with anything because I'm not going to use a lot of liquid on it. And oh, that's nice. I have some sticker on my sweater there. That's our real life, right? Scrapbookers. So you see, I just misted this stencil by Heidi Swap, and I used a black mist. It's called Night Moves, and it's just a basic black flat, no shimmer mist. So really, really useful to have. Great for splatters of black ink. And I sprayed the stencil, and then I flipped the stencil. I kind of used it like a big stamp to create my background. And now I'm just playing with all these circles that I have. I thought about this design where they all go horizontally, and I really like how it looks. I actually like it more now when I see it on camera than I did in real life, which for some reason happens a lot. And yeah, I'm just looking at this ephemera pack from the We Are Memory Keepers collection to see if I can find some bits and pieces that I want to use. And I think I'm only going to use a couple. Yeah, I am going to use a few on my final layout. But I was just playing around. That cactus is so cute. I really want to use it. But it doesn't make it to this layout. The truth is that with all these cute circles and cute stamps, you don't need a lot of ready-made embellishments. So a lot of the pieces that I'm pulling out now are going to go back into the package just because there's enough going on, and the layout is really embellished enough with my cute, kind of self-made embellishment or DIY embellishments. And if you fussy cut like these flowers, which I have done in the past, I also did it with embossing. It looks fantastic, and it's a really, really nice way to use your stamps and your watercolors. It gives you a lot of control over, placement, design, and also color schemes. So I decided to go with this kind of vertical design, and I'm just placing my circles in a way that is pleasing. You could layer these. I just didn't want to cover up the stamping because I really picked circles that I liked. But you could layer them and maybe make, less clusters, but more layers, if that makes sense. Like you could go from big circles to smaller ones and just use, 3 of these or something on a layout. So there's a lot of possibilities here. And I want the circles to go a little bit off the page. I think it looks, more dynamic maybe, and somehow more natural when it's not really contained into the square. So I am going to glue them so they go off the page a little bit. And I'm kind of trying to go with staying with the blues at the bottom, and then moving to the pink, and then to the more peachy light pink shades. That's also one of my go-to things, kind of trying to work by color, and this will be really helpful when I start embellishing, because I will add some blue embellishments to the blue circles and so on, which you will see as the video continues. So I'm just going to adhere the circles, and before I add the embellishments, I'm going to add some splatters. And for that, I will be using Vibes in Glorious Days, which is a really nice, deep, very shimmery gold. And I tried to use the nozzle, which is great for little splatters, but I wanted like really big drops. So I'm picking, so I used my big round brush, and you want to be careful when you stick it in those bottles. The bottles are pretty full, unless you used a lot of it. But mine is pretty full, and if you're not careful, you'll get a huge mess on your page, which happened to me, of course. I'm telling you from experience, and you can see it on video in, I think, my January project. So I'm using this brush to create some big splatters, and yeah, it's just really pretty. And the Wear Memory Keepers has like some gold in the embellishments that I will use, so it's gonna match. Don't forget, if you place an order with Shimmerz, mention my name and you'll get a free product of your choice. And this is the finished layout. I added some stickers, some puffy stickers, a few chipboard stickers, and yes, you can see all the colors that I used on the blog post. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you feel inspired to try something similar. This is really easy and fun to make. I wish you a lovely day. Bye.